Not all pranayama, breathwork, energy work practices are made equal. And not all pranayama, energy work, breathwork practices are relevant for us. It really depends on where we're at. And I've been contemplating how we as individuals can come to a place where we have this embodied knowing of what is right and relevant and effective for us. And also how we can, as practitioners, clearly, confidently, and with integrity, advise, guide, prescribe particular practices for others that are relevant for them and meet their needs. And this brings me full circle back to not all practices are made equal and not all practices are relevant for us. So the first one, not all practices are made equal. There are pranayama practices, energy practices, any kind of practices, really, each one generates their own electrical charge or charges, electromagnetic fields, and has particular impacts on the mental, emotional, and physical light body and electrical system. Yes, and so it's really important that we do understand this. We journey, we learn these practices, we do sadhanas, we really commit to getting that embodied impact for ourselves so that we know, we understand what the potential of those outcomes are, so that we can guide and support others to discern, help them work out what they need, and we can help to guide and support them to curate their own journeys. And also know where an individual needs particular types of practices that really help up or down regulate different aspects of their energy system, or even come in and provide a much needed energetic boost. So there are practices that are not made equal, that are far more superior at generating particular electrical or energetic fields and can do that effectively and quickly. So for example, in the Yoga Vedantic tradition, we have particular kriyas and pranayamas that are considered to be the most potent and powerful, that are only used in conjunction with one another. Very particular way that these practices are brought together to create an incredibly powerful practice that has this incredible effect, very powerful effect on the electrical system, the energetic system. And these practices are on a completely different level to other kriyas or other meditation practices or other energy practices. And we reserve these practices for particular times of the day, for particular times of the year, for particular times in our life or in our practice when we really need these to generate a particular energetic boost, because it's right and relevant for that time of the day or that time of the week or whatever, whenever we need it. And it's really important to know what these are, because we could be, for example, practicing with a tool and it may take us 20 minutes to achieve the effect that we could practice with another tool in 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. So it's really important that we establish ourselves a culture of practice, a culture of curiosity, a culture of an embodied way of living, of having a purified desire to verify for ourselves through a sustained effort, through a sustained practice where we get to understand, we get to integrate these practices and really journey through the impacts that they might have on us mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I share this because I'm out there on the internet and I see all these ads and these videos about practices being pitted up against each other, or people professing to have the absolute best practice and the most effective thing, and different types of breath work and why they're far superior. And I'm really not buying into all of that. I think it's incorrect. I think it's about how we leverage, how we put together different energy practices to leverage and amplify their benefits. And there's an art. It's not just a science. There is an art in doing this and facilitating and guiding these energy practices to come together. It's about being able to read an energy system and know where particular energy charges, electrical charges, electromagnetic fields, the energy centers of the body, the nadis, like all of these different parts of the energy system. It's about being able to read that, being able to listen to what people are saying, being able to look and observe and see where it's depleted, where things are being overstimulated, which energy centers and energy channels need support, and what electrical charges that they actually correspond to. That's really the key, and that's really not being taught in, let's say, even the most niche of and cutting edge and progressive integrative energy modalities, you know, and we're talking the big names here. I'm not really hearing this be spoken about in this way. It's just, this is the next best thing. This, you know, it's really important for us to create that culture. Now,